You paid $1,000 for a sofa because the name on it sounded like it meant something. 3 years in, the seat sank, the tag didn't match the website, and the spec had quietly changed. Here is the part nobody tells you. The factories that cannot pull that trick are the ones whose names you have never heard. 6 of them build sofas that outlast the label brands, and you have been ignoring everyone. Number 6, Stanton. Bud Stanton started building upholstery in Oregon in 1973, and the family still runs the company out of the Portland area today. For more than 40 years, the Stanton family companies have made more upholstered furniture than anyone else in the Northwest. And they make all of it in Oregon. No imports, no overseas shipping delays. Now look at what that does to the price, because this is where the word cheap starts to mean something different. Because Stanton builds locally and sells through independent dealers, a custom sofa never picks up the 40 to 60% markup a national brand adds on its way to your living room. A comparable Stanton sofa runs 20 to 30% under the equivalent from a name you would recognize, and a custom one often costs less than an off-the-shelf import. The frame is kiln-dried, built on heavy 2x4 rails with steel bolt construction and reinforced corner blocks. The seat rides on heavy-gauge sinuous springs with hand-tied edge supports at the corners. The cushions are built in multiple reflex layers so they recover their shape instead of packing down. The foam is CertiPur certified, and you get more than 300 fabrics to choose from, with most orders arriving in 4 to 6 weeks. Selling direct and through independent dealers instead of a chain of company showrooms strips the overhead out and hands it back as a lower number on the tag. That spring is not 8-way hand-tied, and Stanton does not pretend it is. It is the honest budget answer, and the limited lifetime warranty covers the frame, the seat foam, the pillow fill, and the springs. Stanton even designs the pieces to come apart for shipping, with self-healing cushion zippers. So the sofa moves with you instead of getting left behind, and you can buy it direct or from a dealer and still visit the Oregon plant where it was built. So when someone tells you a sofa over $1,000 is not cheap, they are reading the sticker. Cheap is not the sticker. Cheap is what the thing costs you per year on the floor. A $900 Stanton you keep for 15 years costs you $60 a year. A $500 import you throw out every 4 costs $125 a year, plus the delivery and the disposal every single time. Stanton at least puts its own name on the piece, which makes it the last brand on this list you will actually be able to find, because the next one you have already sat on and never knew it. Number 5, Craftmaster. Founded in 1972 in the North Carolina foothills, around Taylorsville and Hiddenite, Craftmaster runs more than 650,000 square feet of factory and employs close to 700 people, which makes it the largest private employer in its county. Every piece is cut, sewn, and upholstered by hand in North Carolina, and built to order from more than 800 fabrics and over 170 performance fabrics engineered against spills. And here's the part that matters. You will not find Craftmaster on a billboard, because Craftmaster serves more than 1,000 retailers and often lives on the tag under a name the store chose. The same factory builds a line called Hickory Craft. You have sat on a Craftmaster in a showroom, read a different word on the label, and never known the difference. Nothing sits in a warehouse either. Craftmaster builds every order after it is placed and ships it in a matter of weeks, so nothing gets discounted because it was the wrong color, and nothing was cut to a lower spec to fill a truck. That anonymity is not an accident. A factory with no consumer name to protect has no advertising budget to feed and no showroom rent to cover. So the money has nowhere to go except into the frame. Now hold that against a $500 import with a warranty that reads limited warranty against manufacturing defects and lists nothing. No component, no term, no separate number for the springs. The vagueness is the product, because a vague warranty exists so the claim can be denied later. Craftmaster builds to order and stands behind it through the dealer who sold it to you, which is exactly the point. The one real risk shows up in the complaints, and it is always the same complaint. A weak dealer makes a warranty claim miserable. A factory this size still makes the part. Whether you ever see it depends on the store you bought from. That single fact is the whole thesis of this video, and it explains the next brand, the one that lets you fix the sofa yourself. Number 4, Rowe. Rowe has built upholstery in Elliston, Virginia since 1946, and the company is still privately held and still in the same Blue Ridge factory almost 80 years later. Its sister brand, Robin Bruce, comes off the same floor under a different name, which by now you recognize as the Pattern. What makes Rowe different is what happens after something goes wrong. Many row sofas use the slip and strip system, a removable cover that comes off and goes in the wash, and you can order replacement covers in any of more than 500 fabrics. When the fabric fades or the dog wins, you do not replace the sofa, you replace the skin. The frame underneath is kiln-dried hardwood. The better seats are 8-way hand-tied, while the line frames use heavy-gauge sinuous coil, and the whole thing is carried by a lifetime frame warranty with 5 years on the cushions. The premium cloud down cushion wraps a high-density foam core in down, so it stays soft without collapsing, and Row has leaned into eco-friendly, sustainable manufacturing across the line rather than chasing the cheapest possible input, the budget. My style program lets you build a custom piece at a price that does not read as custom, Row Express ships in about 3 weeks, and a full custom order in 6 to 8. So, the arithmetic changes again. A sofa you can reskin for the price of a cover instead of the price of a sofa is a sofa you keep through 3 moves and 2 dogs. Spread over 15 years with a $40 slipcover swap instead of a $1,400 replacement, the cost per year quietly falls under anything you can buy at a big box store. The factory in Virginia planned it exactly that way. Before the last 3 brands, you need to know how to check any of this yourself, standing in a store before a salesperson finishes the pitch. 4 checks. First, ask for the seat foam density in pounds per cubic foot. 1.8 or higher holds its shape for years. Under 1.5 flattens, sometimes inside the first year. If nobody in the building can produce that number, that is your answer. Second, look at the frame corners. Kiln-dried hardwood with corner blocks and dowels lasts decades, and furniture almost always fails at the joint, not in the middle of the wood. Third, check the suspension. 8-way hand-tied is the old benchmark. Heavy-gauge sinuous wire is the honest budget answer. Thin wire announces itself with a squeak inside 2 years. Fourth, and almost nobody runs this one, ask who owns the company now, because some famous American factories have been quietly sold to overseas owners in the last few years, and the tag still says the same thing it always did. Every video on this channel runs those checks. No sponsorships, no brand deals. If that is useful to you, subscribe. Now, the deepest cut on the list, a company that will not sell to you at all. Number 3, Temple. The Parker family started Temple in an old church building in Maiden, North Carolina in 1962, when Cecil Parker and his brothers Kenneth and Grady set out to build one honest piece of furniture for dealers who wanted real value, and 3 generations later the family still runs 3 factories in that same small town. Temple has one specialty and has never wandered from it: 8-way hand-tied upholstery, hand-built, at a price the founders set out to keep affordable for ordinary dealers who wanted genuine value. And Temple does something almost no brand will do. It sells to the trade only. There is no consumer storefront, no way to buy one direct. You cannot get a Temple sofa except through a dealer who chose to carry it. Think about what that means. A company that refuses to sell to you directly is a company betting its entire existence on the store in the middle, on that store standing behind the piece years later, because if the store fails the customer, the factory loses the store. The frames are kiln-dried hardwood on steel band seat units. The seat foam is a genuine 2-pound density, and the build is carried all the way to a lifetime frame warranty. The sister brand, Parker Southern, handles the accent pieces off the same tradition and the same floor. This is a company doing more than $20 million a year that most buyers have never heard of, and that is by design. This is a factory that made itself invisible on purpose and put every dollar of that invisibility into the coils. A 60-year-old company doing one thing, refusing to advertise, refusing to sell direct, is not hiding weakness. It is protecting the one relationship that keeps the whole model honest. Which brings us to the one name on this list a few of you have actually said out loud. Number 2, King Hickory. Family-owned since 1958, built entirely in Hickory, North Carolina, in the heart of the Catawba Valley, where the country's upholstery trade grew up around the Appalachian hardwood that sits right at the factory's back door. King Hickory builds one seat system into everything it makes, and it is the one the whole industry treats as the benchmark. 8-way hand-tied springs, every coil tied by hand in 8 separate directions, on frames of kiln-dried hardwood that are double-doweled, corner-blocked, and joined with mortise and tenon, with the legs built into the frame wherever the styling allows. Under the seat sit double-cone coil springs of high-carbon tempered steel. The more intricate frame shapes are cut on CAD/CAM machinery from hardwood plywood for shapes hand cutting could never hold, and you can order the cushions in 6 different firmness levels, from soft to firm, instead of taking whatever the factory decided you wanted. The construction carries a lifetime warranty on both the frame and the spring system, and it delivers high-end build at a genuinely mid-range price, with one of the widest custom programs in the business behind it. Here is the tell that no marketing department can fake. King Hickory holds its value on the used market. Pieces resell for a real fraction of new years after purchase, which is not something that happens to a sofa built to be thrown away. A marketplace import is worth nothing the day it leaves the store because everyone knows what it is. When a used King Hickory still commands serious money, the market is pricing the frame, not the fabric, and telling you what that 8-way seat is worth long after the first owner is done with it. A sofa with resale value was never disposable in the first place, and that is the whole idea behind the last brand, the one turning 100 years old this year. Number 1, Smith Brothers of Berne. Since 1926, Smith Brothers has built custom upholstery in Berne, Indiana, a small Swiss-Amish town where you're more likely to hear a horse than a siren. And in 2026, the company turns 100 years old. Roughly 500 craftspeople build every piece to order across about 500,000 square feet, and they ship a finished custom sofa in 4 to 6 weeks from hundreds of fabrics and leathers. Every piece is bench built, meaning one worker builds it, start to finish rather than passing it down a line. The frames are kiln-dried maple, double doweled and corner blocked, carried on an independent coil spring system with a flexible spring front edge that keeps the seat foam from breaking down at the lip, and 8-way hand-tied seats on many styles, chosen from around 1,000 fabrics and 100 leathers. The warranty is the confession. Lifetime on the frame, lifetime on the spring units, lifetime on the Qualix foam cores, and it is written for the original purchaser only, because it is built to travel with the dealer relationship, not with a resale. A company only itemizes its warranty like that when it knows exactly which part goes first and has decided none of them will. Then there's the detail that ends the argument. Every finished piece is hand-signed or initialed by the people who built it. Somebody in Berne put their name on your sofa. Now think back to the comment that started this whole channel. Why celebrate a 10-year warranty when your grandmother's furniture is still standing after 100? This is the answer. This is the company still building the way that produced 100-year furniture, still tying springs by hand, still signing the frame in the same town a century in. The heritage is not a story printed on a hang tag. It is a signature under the cushion. And it is exactly why a Smith Brothers sofa spread across a few decades costs less per year than the disposable one you replace every time it sags. So look at what recognition actually buys you. The names you know best, Thomasville, Broyhill, Lane, stopped making furniture years ago. Thomasville ceased manufacturing in 2014, and the name now belongs to a licensing company that stamps it on imports. Lane's parent collapsed in 2022 and put thousands out of work. Those logos ride on other people's factories now. The 6 brands you could not name are the ones still cutting the wood. Recognition is the trap. Run the 4 checks, follow the tag, ask who owns it, and the best sofa in the room will turn out to be the one whose maker made sure you would never learn their name. The best sofa hides its name and signs your frame. Follow the tag, not the logo. Subscribe.